Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the streaming of the Bloemfontein St. James Church's Easter Service 2020. Thank you for tuning in to the streaming. My name is Hannes, and I serve on the Council of the Church. It is our prayer that you've been keeping well during this lockdown period and that you're able to count your blessings. These certainly count as unusual times, and my prayer is that your decisions have turned into blessings for you. Many aspects of our lives have changed dramatically in the last 3 weeks, and we all have been challenged, many of us, to the very core. During the Spanish flu, Francis Grimke said, "This is a good time to examine ourselves, whether our faith is really resting upon Christ or not." And I feel that one important function of this epidemic, and I would add the current pandemic, will be lost if it fails to have that effect upon us, if it does not lead us to careful heart-searching on our part. Heart-searching is tough and uncomfortable, but it is necessary and essential. There are many podcasts, videos, clips, and opinion pieces available as to what causes this pandemic and how mankind should react to it. I, in particular, am interested in the discussion between the virologists and the public health specialists, with the economists, and their debate around what humankind's reaction should be. The economists struggle with the models put forward by the medical scientists, as they are based on too many assumptions, it seems, as if the economic models are not based on assumptions. We don't know this new virus yet. Therefore, it seems fair to assume that it behaves like other viruses we know. However, we do seem to know that it is more aggressive than the normal flu variant. Therefore, information is collected in the way that we know how to do it, and in order to further understand and assess this pandemic. The suggested response, therefore, is based on various assumptions. And this is too unscientific for some, as they seem to assume other things. The mathematicians use similar principles, but they base their principles on axioms. Our Christian faith is also based on things we simply accept or believe are true. One such pivotal belief is the belief that Christ has risen, the belief that not only did he die for your and my sins, but he rose again so that he was able to guarantee that payment. This pivotal belief that we as Christians remember during this Easter time. We remind ourselves of our faith and rest it on Christ, who is risen. Yes, many of the frills, the Easter eggs, family visits, luncheons, and even sunrise services seem to have been stripped away this Easter. That may be good. We need to remind ourselves about the core of Easter and on which premise our faith is based. For some, losing these frills of Easter this time round may be uncomfortable and tough, but essential. Mary went to the grave in a sad and confused and yearning to understand the happenings around her frame of mind. She was further confused when his body was no longer there. But then she met him and became aware that her faith in him was correct. He, who is the truth, had always spoken the truth, and she realized, indeed, he had risen. And that is what he had always said. If you've been soul-searching earnestly this period, my prayer is that you too have come to the acceptance that Christ has risen. that you can celebrate like Mary, Christ has risen, it is true, and accept that that is an undisputable fact and cornerstone of your life. Should you be like Thomas during this time and doubt the story and not be ready to believe what you are hearing about Jesus' resurrection, then I wish for you that you would meet Jesus in person in a similar way that Thomas did, so that you can believe. My prayer is that the Holy Spirit enthuses you all during this time of the pandemic with the knowledge and the understanding that Christ has risen. Indeed, Christ has risen. Let us worship this risen Christ together.